Line spacing is the amount of blank space between lines of text. The default setting for Word 2013 is 1.08 spacing. Paragraph spacing is the amount of white space before or after a paragraph. The default paragraph spacing for Word 2013 is 8 points of blank space after a paragraph. You can choose the line spacing and amount of blank space before and after paragraphs by clicking the down arrow next to the paragraph, the line, and paragraph spacing button. So in Microsoft Word, if you go to a blank document, that would be this button right here. And then inside there, it gives you some line spacing choices, and you can use these two buttons to add or remove space after a paragraph. So line spacing, same thing, add or remove spaces before and after a paragraph. Alright, so for part A, we're going to open up Microsoft Word, and you need to open up the document DF47A report. So I'm going to go to my Keyboarding 8 folder. Oh boy, I'm blind. Oh, here it is. Keyboarding 8, data files 47A report. Okay, and it says select the title and the paragraphs of the report and change the line spacing to 2 points. So what I did was I clicked and I drug to select the information, and I'm going to change it to the line spacing to 2. Notice that there is more blank space between the paragraphs than between the lines in a paragraph in a document. So you see there's more space in between here. It says delete the extra space between paragraphs by removing the remove space after paragraph feature. The report should now be doubled spaced with no blank spaces after. Alright, so right here what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the title, and I'm going to remove space after. Basically, you just click on each paragraph, remove space after, remove space after, remove space after, and I'm just going to go ahead and do it for the same one for the one below. Okay, so we don't want any of the extra spaces. Okay, next it says to select school in the title and change it to all capitals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the word school, and we're going to go to the change case button, and I'm going to change it to uppercase. Change case, change it to uppercase. Okay, step 5 says begin the document at or near the 2-inch line. If the word at is not displayed at the bottom status bar, as shown in figure 5-3, follow the instructions to the left. Okay, so if you do not see at down here, we need to go ahead and add this. And this is the vertical page position indicator. So on our status bar down here, we want to right click with our mouse, and we're going to select the vertical page position check mark. Okay, and right now it should say at. Okay, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the enter key until the at says it's about 2 inches from the top. Mine right now says 2.1, and that's okay. Alright, we're going to save this document as 47A report. So 47, so I'm going to go to browse, go to my Keyboarding 8 folder, and I need a chapter 5 folder. going to open that up, and I'm going to get rid of the DF here, name it 47A Report. Save. Okay. Alright, next we're going to be working on 47B, which is about paragraph alignment. Paragraph alignment refers to how the text is placed on a page. In word processing terms, a paragraph is any amount of text that is keyed before the enter key is tapped. A paragraph can be one word or several words or lines. Paragraphs can be aligned before or after the text is keyed. So we have different alignment features like left, center, right, align, and justify. If I go back to my report, those buttons are found right here in the paragraph group. Left align starts all lines of text at the left margin. Center places equal space between the text and each side of the margin. So this is the center button. Right align, which was this one right here, ends all lines at the right margin. And justify starts all lines at the left margin and ends all full lines at the right margin. So it spans both margins. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up 47B report. Okay, and we're going to use center to format the title. So I'm going to highlight the title, change it to center. It says use left align to format the first two paragraphs of the body. So I'm going to highlight the first two paragraphs, and I'm going to use left align. It says use justify to format the third and fourth paragraphs. So here's third and fourth paragraphs. We're going to use justify for that one. Kind of slightly changes it here. And then it says to save the document as 47B report. So we're going to go File, Save As, Browse. Go to my keyboarding folder, chapter 5. I'm going to name it 47B Report. Save. Okay, close out of these. Alrighty. Alright, 47C, font settings, using the font group. The default setting for Word 2013 are Calibri font type of 11 points and black color font. Each of these font settings, in addition to others like strike through, superscript, subscript, and text highlight color, can be changed using the features in the font group on the Home tab. So if we open up Word again, we'll just go to a blank document. Here's the font group. It's highlighted or labeled right here. It says font. And here, this is where we can make changes to our different font settings. Okay. So as you can see, we have the font drop-down box, font size. There's also increase and decrease font size, change case, clear all formatting. This button changes the font color. This little arrow opens up a dialog box launcher. We have text highlight color, text effects, and typography. And then font styles and effects are in this little group right here. Okay, such as bold, italic, underline, strike through, subscript, and superscript. Okay, it says to open up DF 47C font. Okay, and move your pointer over each feature in the font group on the Home tab to display and read the names and descriptions of each feature. So go around, and when you hold your mouse over the top of buttons, remember you get a screen tip that shows you what they're named. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you are going to follow the directions to in the file to use the font features in the font group on the Home tab. So for example, this says change this text to a 14-point bold Times New Roman font. So I'm going to go 14-point bold I'm going to change it to Times New Roman. Now, a tip is that you can type in like the first letter of the font style and then click on it and it will change. Okay, the next line says we're going to underline and italicize this text and make it a green color. Okay, I'm going to use the standard colors down here and I'm going to find the one that says green. Use the strike through feature for this text. Okay, here's strike through right here. And then it says format all figure 2s as a superscript. Okay, so I'm going to change these to superscript. So just highlight the 2s. Okay, format all figure 2s in the chemical compound as a subscript. So subscripts are this button right here. Okay, change case option that will format this text in all caps. Change case, uppercase. Select New York, New York and use a change case option to change it to New York, New York and highlight So we're going to highlight this, New York, New York, right here. And we are going to change it to capitalize each word. And we're going to highlight this entire sentence in yellow. So here's the highlight button, change it to yellow. Next it says use the increase font size feature to format this sentence to 16-point font. So I'm going to use increase font. Click on it 3 times to make it 16-point. This one says use the decrease font size feature to turn this to 8-point. So click on it 3 times, change it to 8-point. This one says use the clear all formatting feature to change this to a text back to default settings. So I'm just going to click the clear all formatting button. Use the format painter to copy the format of the first line below to the other 3 lines. So to use format painter, I'm going to highlight this sentence. Okay, and then I'm going to just simply click on the format painter. And I'm going to highlight the next 3 sentences and it should change the way it's supposed to look. Okay, format painter basically just copies whatever format you've used and applies it to whatever you select next. Okay, make sure your format painter is not still on. You'll know it's on when you see it's gray. So to turn it off, you just unclick it. Change this text to 14-point red. So we're going to change it to red also. Comic Sans font that is underlined and italicized. And then we got to change it to Comic Sans. So I'm just going to type in a C-O-M. And here's Comic Sans. Okay. Next it says select an underline feature option to double underline this number. So I'm going to highlight the number and I'm going to choose the underline drop down arrow and we're going to select double underline. Okay, once we're done with that, we're going to go to File, Save As, Browse. I'm going to save it in my Chapter 5 folder as 47C font. Okay, make sure it's in Chapter 5. Save. Sure! Alright, so once you have that done, we'll go ahead and close out of this. Alright, so right now I'm on 47D, 174 is the page number, and we're going to talk about your report formats. Okay, first of all, you will have a header, and a header is something that prints at the top of every page in your report. A footer is something that prints at the bottom of each page. And we will also be inserting a page number into the header or footer by selecting an option in the page number feature in header and footer group. Okay, so we'll be looking at that here in just a moment. So next it says to open up Alright, so for 47D, it says that a header is something that prints at the top of a margin of a page. Letters, tables, and reports that are longer than one page often contain a header. A footer is similar to a header except the information is placed at the bottom of the page. And you can insert page numbers into the header or footer by selecting an option in the page number feature in the header and footer group on the Insert tab. So to insert a header and footer, you would go to the Insert tab. Then we have the header and footer button. We also have a page number option as well. And we're going to be using this to help modify our report. Okay, so you need to open up DF47D report out of your data files. Okay, and it will look like this. Actually, I'm going to close out of this. Don't save. Okay, we're going to reopen mine. 47D report. Okay, and it says that we need to format the text with line spacing of 2.0. So I'm going to do a Control-A to select all, and I want to change my line spacing to 2.0. I am also, it says, let's see, and remove any extra space after the paragraphs. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to select Remove Space After Paragraph. On the access, it says replace the 20 dash with 2017. I don't really see that anywhere, so we're just going to skip over that. It says access the page number options. We have to go to the Insert. Then we're going to choose page number. And we're going to select top of the page and then plain number 3. Okay, it says to key your last name and beginning at the blinking cursor that is to the left of the page number. So I would type my last name and a space. And then once that you have your page number and your last name, we're going to double click below the dotted line to close out of our header. And then it says to insert a footer that uses plain number 2 style for the page numbers. So we'll go to Insert, page number, bottom of the page, plain number 2. Okay, and then we're going to exit the footer area. Okay, it tells us to save this document as 47D report, so we'll go to File, Save As, go to your Chapter 5 folder and name it 47D report. Okay, click Save. Alright, 47E MLA style report. So many times your teachers may have you use a certain format for a report. In this lesson, you will learn to use a format suggested by the MLA, Modern Language Association. The MLA format is used in many schools. A sample report is shown on page 176. So if you look at 176, you'll see a sample report. For MLA report format, all margins are 1 inch. The writer's last name and the page number appear in the header. The name and page number are right aligned in the header area. Line spaces of 2.0 with 0 points after paragraph is used for all lines except for the header. Report heading lines. Report heading lines appear at the top of the report on separate lines and are aligned at the left margin. The headings are the writer's name, teacher's name, subject, and date. The report title comes after. The headings is centered. The first line of the paragraph are indented 0.5 inches. So for this, you're actually going to start a new blank Word document. So I'm going to go to File, New, Blank Document. Okay, and you're going to key the report on the next page in MLA format. Alright, so here's a sample of what it might look like, and you have to actually go through and change all of the formatting features so that it looks similar to this. So, first of all, the margin should already be set. We're going to go ahead and change our line spacing to 2.0. Remove any spacing after paragraphs. And we're going to go ahead, first of all, and enter in a page number at the top of the page. And we'll type in your last name. Okay, and then click below the header. And you'll type whatever your name is. So I would type my name. Your teacher's name, which is me. Our subject is keyboarding 8. And today's date is the 3rd of February 2017. And as I start typing it, it actually knows that I'm typing that in and it will enter that in for me. So then I'm going to hit enter, center my title, formatting school reports. Okay, hit enter, take it back to left align, hit tab, and then you can start typing out your report. So school reports are often keyed using a simple form of the MLA Modern Language Association style. Okay, and then you are going to go ahead and continue keying the rest of this document found on page 176. Type it in exactly as you see on the page. Okay, so that is part E for this assignment. Okay, and then for part F, you're going to open up another blank document and compose a short report about yourself. Format the report in MLA style. Okay, this says about 1 or 2 pages. I'm going to tell you that your report should be no more than 1 page. And then it gives you an example of some topics that you can talk about in the report, but the main point of it is that it needs to be similarly formatted to how you see my document right here, and also how it's formatted on page 176 of your MLA style report. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.